Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs to overcome the challenge of work-life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Mohammed Faraj, and today our topic is how pleasure-driven habits are impacting our kids' future. You know, I'm just worried about this new generation. I'm just worried about those kids, our kids, as entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or families who run businesses from home, or whether we are company owners or business owners. You don't realize how much there is pleasure in our life nowadays. You don't realize how many bad habits, how many unhealthy habits, behaviors our kids are exposed to, and they are starting to build, and they are growing while building negative, unhealthy habits. We don't realize how impactful these habits are, these behaviors. We're not aware that our kids are practicing, are training, are programming their bodies, their subconscious mind for so many unhealthy negative habits, because our society is full of pleasure. Like pleasure has become everywhere. And unless we teach our kids about building better habits, we start to teach them about starting to create routines, ritual, and building better habits, healthy, positive habits, unless we protect our kids from building bad, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors that will impact their life, that will impact their future. And you don't know your kids' future. You don't know where your kids will end up, whether they're going to end up being successful, happy, healthy, or not. So it's very important that as entrepreneurs or business owners or families who run businesses from home, it's very important, and it's very, very important that we start to teach our kids about building good habits, so they start implementing good, healthy, positive habits, routines, rituals now, before they get exposed to so many unhealthy negative habits that will impact their health, that will impact their future. So they can protect their health, so we can protect our kids' successful future, so we can protect their educational future, so our kids, they grow feeling happy, healthy, fulfilled, and they become successful in their future, whether they become entrepreneurs or not. But they become successful, they live a happy, a life with meaning, with purpose, not get exposed to so many unhealthy, negative, bad habits that are driven by pleasure. And our society is full of craving, our society is full of pleasure, and unfortunately this impacts our kids. Our kids get impacted by pleasure driven habits, and none of us want that. We all want to raise healthy, happy, strong, confident, motivated, driven kids, and they grow like this. They grow with good habits. They can grow with good, healthy, positive habits, or they can grow feeling unhealthy, tired, exhausted, unmotivated, complain a lot. They don't want to leave their comfort zone, and they end up in so many issues in their future. They end up in so many healthy issues in their future. So this is very important topic that I want to talk about, and I am going to go deep down about how much pleasure, how much bad habits we have nowadays in our life, and I hope you will get benefit or several benefits from this episode, so you can start learning to teach your kids about building good habits and avoid unhealthy, negative, bad habits, so they can live a happy, meaningful, purposeful life, and they grow with good habits instead of negative habits. So why is it important for us as entrepreneurs to grow and teach our kids about good, healthy, positive habits? You see, the problem is our society is full of pleasure, is full of cravings, is full of bad habits. I mean, for example, I used to work at elementary local school, and I keep mentioning this school almost in many of my episodes. And what I noticed at working in my old job at elementary Swedish private school is that I saw so many unhealthy kids. I saw so many kids that they had very bad habits. I mean, some of the kids, they would come to the school. I was working at the schoolyard as student assistant, and I would stand by the gate of the school and I would say good morning for all the kids that they come to school. I noticed many kids, they were coming to the school feeling tired, exhausted, unmotivated, unhealthy. They are walking slow, they're barely talking, and they're talking very slow. I saw low energy with some of those kids, and they would complain, I'm tired, I'm unmotivated, I haven't slept well. And they come unhappy to the school, and they would complain throughout the school day as well. They would complain about lessons, they would complain about sport lesson, they would complain about not having enough rest. They would complain about their home, about their parents, about their families, about their life. So to be honest with you, I noticed many kids, they weren't unhealthy. They had bad habits. So they would come to the school drained with energy, almost no energy. They're tired inside the classroom. They're depleted. They're unhealthy. Because they go home, they have bad habits. So many hours of sitting on iPad, so many hours scrolling on social media. Parents, they give them their mobile phone. So many hours playing video games. Some of those kids, they go to bed late at night, hanging out with other friends, or playing video games, or watching movies, all that. So they were building unhealthy, negative, bad habits that were impacting their healthy life, that were impacting their educational life. So those habits were impacting them even at the school. They would think that school hours are very long and it's too much studies, and sometimes they didn't want to do sport. Sometimes they would complain and they would refuse to do a game or physical activity because they are unhealthy, because they are tired. Some of them don't want to move their bodies. And the health organization recommends that every kid does at least 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of aerobic training or moving their bodies. So they come home from home with bad habits. They go to school with bad habits. And we as parents, we need to watch out of some of those kids that they are hanging out with. You know, when your kids are hanging out or making friends or relationships with other kids that are unhealthy, that have bad habits, odds are they will copy their habits. Those kids, they will drag them down to their habits. So they learn unhealthy, negative, bad habits from other kids. Because other kids have bad habits. The parents are lazy. The parents, they don't care so much about their kids, about their habits. So they let their kids do whatever they want most of the time and live a random life, eat whatever, do whatever, hanging out whenever and hanging out wherever. go to bed late. They don't have schedule. Some of those families, some of those kids, they don't have schedule. They don't follow a structure. They don't follow a program. But I notice some of those families, some of those kids or students, they come from very healthy, happy, successful families. Their families, they have organized their life. They have set rules, restrictions for their kids. No iPad during the day. No cookies, no muffins, no candies at home. They teach their kids to read books. They teach their kids new languages like Spanish, English, or other languages. Some of those families, they even teach their kids about financial literacy. They teach them about how money works, how to make money, how to earn money, and how to invest their money. They teach their kids all kinds of good, healthy, positive habits. Some of those kids, they teach their kids about some of those families, they teach their kids about businesses, about entrepreneurship, about how to create a project, how to run a business, how to start your own business. So they teach their kids about money, and their kids, they go out, they learn how to make money, they sell stuff, they create stuff, they design things. So they start to learn at the early stages, at the early ages of their life, and they grow happy, they grow successful, they grow with good, healthy, positive habits. Some of those parents, they teach their kids to wear good clothes, good, positive clothes. So they wear appropriate clothes when they come to the school, and you can feel how their parents are healthy, how they are successful people, how they are positive people. You can look at their kids' wearings or clothes, how they teach their kids what to wear, how to wear. But unfortunately, some of those parents, they are very lazy. They don't care so much. They don't care about their kids, what they wear. Some of those girls, during the winter season, where it's very, very cold, it's minus grades, and they're girls, half of their body is visible, is open. Their kids, they wear like very negative, bad, unhealthy clothes. And unfortunately, sometimes even other guys, other boys, other kids, they would try to disturb those girls. They would try to criticize their wearings. And I remember some of those girls, they were informed by their teachers to wear inappropriate clothes at school. So so many kids, they came from home, from their families with negative, bad, unhealthy habits. I noticed some of those kids, they weren't happy in their life, and they come from families that are not happy either. So our kids, they copy our parents. Our kids copy their parents. So they copy you, they mimic you as a parent. You teach your kids about good, healthy, positive habits, they learn from you. They do whatever you tell them. They follow your orders. They follow your rules. So as parents, as entrepreneurs, it's super crucial that we start to teach them what good habits are and why we need to implement them. So instead of creating or building bad habits and then working on breaking those habits, they can start already creating good, healthy, positive habits, so they can enjoy the progress of their habits, so they can enjoy their life in the future when they create their own families, when they start to work, when they go and move to other cities. They can benefit from those habits that you teach them. So many of us as parents, we don't underestimate how habits are powerful, especially for our kids. We as parents, when we build good, healthy, positive habits, our kids are following us. They are mimicking us. They are copying us. They do exactly what we do. If we have good, healthy, positive habits and routines and rituals as parents, odds are 90% your kids will have the same. Because your kids, they learn from you. They copy you. They mimic you. You live in the same home, in the same house, so your kids are watching you. You eat cookies, they want to eat cookies too. You watch TV for many long hours, they want to watch TV as well. You scroll on social media, they want to scroll for many hours on social media as well. You go to bed late, they go to bed late as well. So we don't realize how bad habits or pleasure or cravings are creeping in our families, in our kids' lives. When I go out so many times, I notice that some kids, they love sport. Seems like their parents, they have teach them about sport. So I notice that they wear sport clothes when they go to school. They wear sport clothes even in the normal days, even outside the schools. And they're constantly playing either soccer ball or football or basketball or hockey, mostly hockey in my area here in Sweden. So I feel so happy when I see kids, they're carrying their hockey sticks, they're wearing sport clothes, they're moving their bodies, they're biking, they're running, they're playing. They invite other kids, their friends, to play sport, to do sport outside the school. So this is very positive. And so many parents, so many families, they create a healthy, positive environment, or they design a healthy, positive environment for their kids as well. I feel so happy whenever I visit some of my friends, some of those families. I notice that their house, their environment is surrounded with sport equipments. Like I can see a baseball, I see tennis ball, I see a soccer ball, I see a hockey puck, I see some hockey sticks, I can see a baseball bat. Their parents, they have designed a sport, athletic, positive, healthy environment for their kids. So every time their kids, they wake up in the morning, they see those equipments. Every time their kids, they come back from school, they can see those equipments. Even before they go to bed, they constantly see those triggers, those equipments. So they default back to those equipments. Whenever they want to do something, whenever they want to do something fun, they go grab some, I don't know, tennis ball or baseball. They want to hit some balls. They want to play a little bit hockey on the floor inside their house. So this is very healthy. This is very positive. But unfortunately, some of the kids, some of the families I visit, I see like, I don't know, multiple types of video games. They have like Nintendo, PS5, and they have Super Mario, like many video games and multiple TVs and so many toys. So their kids are not active. They're not moving their bodies throughout the day. If they have school, they go to school. But if they're home, they are defaulting back to those video games. Or they have like iPads. They're constantly watching or playing video games on iPad. So they spend more hours sitting still and using those iPads, using those video games, and it's not good for their brain, it's not good for their eyes, it's not good. Those devices are not good or healthy for their sleep. They impact their brain, they impact their sleep, they impact their health by having a sedentary life. So their kids are constantly sitting. They sit when they eat lunch on the table. They sit when they eat dinner. They're sitting when they consume breakfast. They're sitting when they're playing video games. They're sitting when they scroll on social media on iPads. So they are constantly sitting most of the time. and they end up being, while growing, they end up being overweight, and they are not active, they are unmotivated, they are tired, they are drained with energy, they are exhausted. And these habits, they impact their thoughts, they impact how they feel. They become lazy, and they learn to not follow rules. They get to decide what they want to do, and most of the time they don't even listen to their parents. Some of those kids I worked at the school, they wouldn't listen to their parents, and when they wouldn't listen to their parents because of their unhealthy, negative, bad habits from home, they go to the school, they do the same. And their teachers, including me, we had so much trouble, we had so much hard time teaching them and telling them what to do, what rules to follow, but they wouldn't listen. Most of the kids wouldn't listen to their teachers. Their teachers, they were sick and tired of some of those kids. Sometimes their teachers, they would end their work, they would go home earlier because they were very stressed, overwhelmed, tired because of some of those kids that they have unhealthy, negative, bad habits, and they bring their habits, some of them from their families, some of them from their friends, from the society. So everyone was tired around those kids because of their unhealthy, negative, bad habits. So the school complains about their parents. The parents complain about the school. So parents blame the school for not being able to teach their kids good habits or to teach them those subjects when they get bad grades. And schools, they blame their families, those kids' parents, for teaching them unhealthy, negative, bad habits. And they come to the school and they make the school very tired and exhausted. So do you see how habits are powerful? Do you see how habits can be very impactful as well? So as entrepreneurs, we want our kids to be happy, to feel healthy, to become successful in their future, whether they want to be entrepreneurs or doctors or engineers or programmers or software developers or whatever. Well, it's very important that we as entrepreneurs, as parents, we need to be aware of our kids' life. What kind of lifestyle are they living? Do they have good, healthy, positive habits now already, or are they starting negative, bad habits? Are you doing reflection? Are you checking your kids? Are you talking to your kids? Are you watching your kids' behaviors, their habits? Who are they hanging out with? Are they hanging out with other negative, unhealthy kids with bad habits? Or are they hanging out or surrounding themselves with other good, healthy, positive habits kids? Or kids, they have good, healthy, positive habits, so they can learn from those kids, so they can do whatever those kids do. And unfortunately, we need to be careful. We need to protect our kids from this pleasure that is destroying our community, that is destroying our society. What I see nowadays, especially here in Sweden, unfortunately, so much sugary stuff in the grocery stores, so much sweet things, unhealthy, negative products that are being sold at the grocery stores. They sell so many kinds of candies, chocolates, and energy drinks, and so many types of unhealthy sugary drinks. And our kids, unfortunately, whenever I go to a grocery store, I see our kids are defaulting to those unhealthy, sugary, sweety, negative products. I don't see so often kids are buying healthy things. They're wasting so much money on unhealthy, sugary muffins, donuts, cookies, cakes that are destroying their life, That's why they go to school tired, exhausted, drained with energy. That's why our kids are unmotivated. That's why our kids are not growing, being happy, healthy, positive, active. Instead, they're growing. Some of them, they feel miserable in their life. Some of them, they don't listen. Some of them, they can't sit still. So it's important that when we follow our kids to the grocery stores, that we need to make sure, we need to watch what our kids are buying. Where are they spending their money? Are they spending their money on healthy, positive, and good options? Or are they wasting their money on unhealthy, negative, and sugary products? So often I see kids are buying power drinks and energy drinks and so much candies. I even see sometimes parents are following their kids to that candy section. Instead of teaching their kids to avoid that section, they follow them. They buy for them. But those are unhealthy parents. Parents who have also bad habits. And their kids, they learn those bad habits from their parents in the first place, before they learn from their friends, before they learn from the society. You see, we have control over our health. As parents, as families, we have control over our habits. We have control over what we eat, what we do, where we spend our time, where we spend our money. We have control over our life. We do not let pleasure control us. We do not, or we should not let craving control us. We get to control. So, no one will bring sugary stuff to your home unless you do. No one is grabbing your hand and dragging you to buy those candies, to buy those sweetie, sugary stuff. It's you as a parent, or your kids with unhealthy, negative, bad habits. You go with your feet and you pay for those unhealthy, negative stuff. So no one is forcing you to buy those. No one is recommending you. No one is telling you that you should buy those unhealthy, negative products or sugary drinks. It's you. So when your kids, when they watch you buying unhealthy, negative stuff from the grocery store, odds are your kids, they will buy them as well, whether you're there or not, because you teach them unhealthy, bad habits. But we can do the opposite. We can reverse engineer our habits. If parents, when they buy like good, healthy, positive alternatives or options from the grocery stores, they're teaching their kids to do the same. They're teaching their kids good, healthy, positive habits. So, unfortunately, so many bad habits, so much craving, so much pleasure exist in our society. I see so many kids, instead of buying like bikes, like mountain bikes, which are healthy, so they can move their bodies, so they can move their feet, their legs, so they can do like some kind of type of physical activity. So many kids, they ride those machines, those electric machines. They're standing and they drive everywhere. They're going forward, backward. They're standing still and they're not moving their bodies. So they're sedentary even outdoor, not only at home, indoor. So many kids, they wear like very bad, unhealthy clothes. Their half of their bodies are open, it's visible. So many of us, we don't like that. Our kids are learning to wear bad clothes. And those clothes are sold or being sold by companies who make a lot of money. But they're teaching our kids about pleasure. They crave, they chase pleasure. They wear those unhealthy, bad clothes. And when it comes to craving, there's so much craving for pleasure. There's so much craving for sugary stuff, for unhealthy stuff. There's craving for playing video games. So we get to teach our kids to build good, healthy, positive habits so they can live a healthy, powerful life, so they can have a successful future. Or we can let our kids live unhealthy and negative and random life, where they eat whatever, they do whatever, they hang out wherever with whoever, they stay up night for long hours, they don't go to bed on time, they do stuff that they shouldn't do, they don't follow rules or restrictions or boundaries by their families, by their parents. And unfortunately, those kids, their future is invisible, it's unknown. But parents who raise their kids with good, healthy, positive habits, and they teach them to avoid craving, avoid pleasure, those kids' future is known. Those parents, those family, they know where their kids will end up. They know their kids are starting to build good, healthy, positive habits, and they will grow happy, healthy, and they will become successful because their habits are signs that are showing that those kids have a bright, healthy, successful future. They know where they will end up. So it's very important that we protect our kids from craving, from pleasure. And there is no happiness with pleasure. There is no happiness with craving. There are only bad habits that are impacting our healthy life. We can choose to live a happy, healthy, successful, positive life, or we can choose to do the opposite. You get to choose. And you get to teach your kids whether you want them to be happy in the future or whether you want them to be miserable in their future. So we need to learn to teach our kids to start already now. Build good, healthy, positive habits. Make sure that you design a healthy, positive environment for your kids. Make sure as entrepreneurs, as parents, to organize our kids' life, to make a schedule, to set rules, boundaries for our kids so they understand the benefits of boundaries, the benefits of healthy, positive habits. They understand the benefits of being disciplined. They understand the benefits of following a time management, of following and committing to a calendar, to a schedule, because they will do this when they grow up, when they become entrepreneurs. They know the value of time. They know the value of money. They know the value of having energy and protecting their energy. So they know the value of learning to be focused. So they can become very successful entrepreneurs in their future as well. So as parents, as entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or families who run businesses from home, it's our responsibility to teach our kids to start building good, healthy, positive habits and to avoid any unhealthy, negative, bad habits so they don't have to work so hard, put so much time, so much effort to break those habits in the future. No, if they start with good, healthy, positive habits, they can remain and sustain and maintain those habits in their future, and they will be very grateful. They will be very thankful for you as parent. They will appreciate the hard work, the effort you put to teach their kids about building good, healthy, positive habits and how powerful habits are. I wish my parents, they have teach me this before when I was kid. I mean, they taught me about building some of those good, healthy, positive habits, and one of them was sport and one of them was education. They taught me to study, to be in love with studying and education. And I am so grateful that my parents, they taught me about sport, about doing sport, and they taught me about education. They taught me to be in love with reading, with writing, with learning, with growing. Do you see how powerful habits are? So that's it. That's what I got for you in this episode. This is one of my most powerful episodes that I have published so far, because I know the importance of building our kids' future and teach them about building good, healthy, positive habits, so they don't end up nowhere, so they don't end up drifting around and not following a structure, not following one direction, not following one path to their future. So thank you so much for watching or listening, and I can't wait to publish the next episode. Bye everyone.